Hi Pisces, here's a general look at your solar chart for July 2012, and I'm going to mention Neptune again. If you saw this last month, you'll know about this. Neptune has come back into its home sign, which is your sign, Pisces, and some of you early Pisceans in particular, although it will be felt across the whole of the sign in diminishing degrees of strength, but you early Pisceans could be feeling that Neptune vibe, and it's quite a slippery fish. Well, the Neptune is smoke and mirrors. Now you see it, now you don't. Whatever the it is, in general, it can mean really amazing things like compassion and higher service and second sight and artistic ability and wonderful imagination and empathy. But the flip side is a tendency to escapism and self-delusion and feeding yourself with toxic sludge, because it connects into escapism through addiction as well. So for you early Pisceans, it's just as well to have awareness. I'm not mentioning it in the respect that you should do something about it, because that's impossible from here. But to have awareness of this Neptune vibe, because harnessed in the right way, Neptune can do amazing things, this mystical, magical, planetary energy. Now, for much of July, which is going to be a real strong month for us all, vibrationally speaking, there's an awful lot going on in the sky, which is going to trigger all kinds of stuff going off everywhere, I should imagine, which will have knock-on effects over the months after. But for much of this month for you, there's a lighter, brighter vibration around, and so that can manifest as more opportunities for you to do the kinds of things you enjoy and hang out with the sort of people you want to hang out with. And others will look to you in a way, and almost like your center stage and that light of yours starts to shine. And so all eyes on you at certain moments, maybe. More interaction with young people's children, animals is more likely at this time. And also that brings out your own inner child as well, your own spontaneous inner self, which isn't self-critical or, worrying. Although having said that, the first 10 days, just watch out. Over the first 10 days, Jupiter is making a quite hard aspect with Neptune, which isn't in any way threatening or awful. It's simply that when these two get together, you can be a bit pie in the sky. You can be a bit, woo-woo or off the planet or just zoning out. Or it might not be like that. It might be that you're stressing over something which hasn't happened yet, or you're not certain about, and you just have this air of uncertainty with you. So that is just, again, for you to be aware of, and for you to realize that action on anything or being convinced about something perhaps you shouldn't be convinced about anything really until after that 10 days is over, when the fogs will clear and you will be able to see actually what's what and what's going on, and you will be able to take a more balanced decision about what you might be doing about it, whatever the it is. But some of you might not feel this energy in any particular way at all. Now, this lovely warm energy is flowing into the foundations of your solar chart until August, and that's from Venus, and that can manifest, of course, in your life in various ways. But it's overall a very favourable vibe. It may mean that you're just appreciating your surroundings more, the conditions at home, or things are more harmonious with family or tribe, or you just you got access to an environment you prefer. Perhaps it's not full on all the time, but you've got this access to an environment you prefer, and definitely a time to be communing with nature, definitely that, and nature spirits and so on, for those of you who are into that. But also decorating a space inside or digging a space outside or just, really enjoying the outside space. That could be part of the picture this month. And a good time to benefit materially from property, or working from home, or from what is planted deep in your almost like your DNA, your race memories. So again, be open to listening to that wise voice within. And on another level, it's more likely that you will be the visitor and maybe mixing and mingling more with others in a community or a neighborhood, or they in fact are being the visitor in your home as well. But definitely it inclines you to have more opportunities to be in a space you enjoy, to enjoy your surroundings and have more social interaction, feeling contentment and balance at least where you're anchored. Whether that's short term or long term, but it's where you're anchored. And now that's doubly likely because Jupiter came into this area in June, on June the 12th, and will stay there for now about 11 months. So this is a very long, slow transit. And during that long transit, you should learn better, because Jupiter is the planet that I call the learning through doing planet. So you should begin to realize where you prefer to be, who you prefer to be with, what you prefer to be doing. It's all about the roots of you and the roots of your life. So where you want to be, who you want to be with, so you can feel more anchored and peaceful at the roots of your life. And this is likely to be evolving over this long transit, depending on where you are in Pisces, which degree. It will be evolving over this subsequent 11 months, this feeling of more peacefulness and settlement at the roots of your life. Now, the current position of Mercury may mean your mind will be more focused on the to-do list over July, practical daily chores, repairs, maintenance, correspondence, general things that are piled up in the corner, and also health. It might be yours, it might be another's, so doing the maintenance and repair work in that sort of regard as well. Dealing with the mechanical details of daily life will definitely be a keynote. Keeps it real, it keeps your feet on the ground, especially in the first 10 days. But you could be applying skills, refreshing skills, or learning new skills at this time as well over July. Mars is making its move this month. It moves from your opposite sign, Virgo, on July the 4th, where it's been since last November, a very long transit for Mars. And it will then go into Libra and stay there until August. And that move will begin to help you to process what is going on inside of you as you strive to shift gears inwardly and outwardly. So that's on an emotional level. But also finances and property, or certain contracts or agreements could be a concern, but also be an area where you and someone can agree to differ or collaborate and hold a joint share of responsibility or territory or whatever it is, money, as long as both sides are clear about the other side's expectations or what the rules are, it could work absolutely fine, but there could be some inner frustrations at times, it being Mars, and Mars gets frustrated quite easily. You might have to take confidential advice, maybe keep the lid on certain feelings that you have about this relationship, or the financial aspects, or the aspects around property, or for some of you it could be connected to a legacy or an inheritance, but also could be connected to your old ways of doing things. And actually Mars here is helping you clear the decks of what's outlived or irrelevant as well. And by the time the transit's over in late August, you will have kind of gear shifted from one stretch of road or way of being or set of habits to the other stretch of road. But you'll be a bit protective and guarded, and you should be really, because your feelings are likely to be more sensitive during this time. However, intuition is going to be working very well. Your connection with your deeper self, with your higher self, is going to be great, and you can just rely on that as a tool or as another mentor for you, you know, and it will help throw a light on the path towards you. Another way this can work is that a relationship is becoming more intense or involved, or in fact that you are taking a breather in a relationship. But there's something about a bond or a connection or a partnership which maybe touches you, and you feel that, you know, it touches you quite deeply. Yes. And either way, it could mean this gear change is happening. So really, where Mars is a transformational house of your solar chart, and your feelings will be slowly changing in a certain area of your life, and this is the time to let go of the old and make space for the new. And from the 22nd, the material, physical aspects of your life here on Earth are going to be highlighted, and you will be cooperating and liaising in really practical, productive, perhaps service-orientated ways, but brimming probably with creative ideas as well. And that's it for July. If you're not on my website already, go there and find what it's written out, what the outer planets are doing, and that always helps to sort of get this, what I've just said here about the inner faster moving planets. It puts it in perspective a little bit more. And also your rising sign and your moon sign, if you know what they are, find the forecast for those, and that gives you some more input, and then you get a more rounded picture. And then you have a sort of an idea of what might be coming up over the month ahead. And I wish you well, and I'll see you the next time.